Hello dreamers. So today's video is about the empath. Yes, the empath. Have you ever been told that you are too sensitive, that you probably need to suck it up, or you're too emotional, or basically, just been, your feelings being disregarded by others? Then this is the video for you. I'm just gonna try and wing this video because I feel like this is something that is really true to my heart. So let's get on with it. I first want to thank all of my subscribers, all of my viewers. I thank all of you who comment in the comment box below, but also all of those who like the video. So thank you. I truly appreciate you all. The empath. When you hear about an empath, you automatically think, sensitive or sensitivity or caring about others. But it's so much more. It's so complex. So with the empath, I feel like we are hypersensitive. And it's somewhat like it's a gift, definitely a gift. A lot of people like to call it a gift and a curse, but it's definitely a gift because not everyone is on that scale of empathy to where, because we have empathy, but then we also have like non-empathy, like where the sociopath is, right? They completely lack empathy. And with this empathy, you're able to tune into the emotions of others. You're able to feel what they're truly feeling. You're able to sometimes see what they're thinking. You're very intuitive, right? In my previous video, I talked about the unconscious cues that humans give off that can kind of tell you what their needs are, or sometimes what they're thinking, what they're feeling, and things like that. And us empaths, we're like, we should view ourselves like an antenna. An antenna because we pick up the energy of everyone like around us. Sometimes we're picking up the energy of our family members that are miles and miles away. That's why we're like, you know what, I think I'm gonna call such and such, because you have this deep sense of connection to others, right? But there's another side to it. There's a side that we need to heal, and that side is us being selfless to the point we don't take care of ourselves. We're not emotionally, we're not physically, we're not mentally here for ourselves and our own needs. We place the needs of others before our own. We place the words of others before our own. That's why you often see people that are highly empathic. Now remember, empathy has a scale, right? You have some people that are so empathic, they are so introverted that it's hard for them to come outside the house and they have extreme anxiety. But then you have those healthy empaths. And I'm not saying that if you're that way and you're anxious that you're not healthy. So I don't want to say healthy empaths. But you have the other side of the spectrum where you have people that are super empaths that are able to go out in the world and they practicing boundaries and they have self-care. You know what I mean? But you fall somewhere in between that scale. So, this empathy can be a curse, right? This empathy can be a curse because you're seeking validation from others. You're what someone else says or feels about you way more than your own sense of self, right? This book that I'm reading kind of helped me really think about that. Sensitive is the new strong, right? Help me really think about like the ego and how it plays a part in our empathy. And because we're so empathetic, we dial down our egoism, right? And our ego has a lot to do with our own sense of self-worth. We need our ego. Our ego is our direct link to earth, right? It gives us that separation. It gives us our individuality, and we need that because being empathic, you can sometimes blend so much with others that you lose yourself. You blend so much with others that you lose yourself. You feel so much of others that you completely you don't even know sometimes how you're really feeling. You're taking on the emotions of everyone around you, but you're not connected with your own feelings. And that's why I feel like this video and this information is very important, because it can help you to really realize, right, what your empathy, the potential of your empathy, but also the shortcomings of your empathy, right? So we have shortcomings simply because we have unhealed versions of ourselves. I think, when we're growing up, we living in these harsh environments, or just in family systems that were somewhat unhealthy, it kind of made us want to care, want to love others at the expense of our own love, in a sense. Like, say for instance, if your mother or your father or if your father was abusive to your mother, right? You learn to people please. You learn to do things to not disrupt dad, because maybe dad will hit mom if I do this. You make sure that you're overly loving mom because you feel bad for mom. So you develop these empathic traits, through trauma. Typically, we develop empathic traits through trauma because it's like you somewhat have to go through something in order to feel for another, in a way, right? So us developing this as a child, it's embedded with us. It's embedded in us. But if we fail to cultivate it in a healthy manner, it can be like our own worst enemy. We can be stepped on, we can attract narcissists, we can attract abusive relationships, we can become codependent. Like, these are the unhealthy aspects of being an empath. But there are also healthy aspects of being an empath. Like, you can literally change the world because you're a healer. You know what to say to others, when to say it to others, how to help people navigate their situations, because you have that natural sense of empathy, but also your intuition is heightened, so you know how to help people in that moment, right? I think being an empath is sometimes misconstrued because people say empath and you think, oh, that's just a sensitive individual who care about people. It's much more. We're healers, Like, now I'm a counselor. I'm a substance abuse counselor. And, I want to help people overcome their addictions, right? That's part of healing, helping people overcome their addictions. I'm not sure what field you guys are in, but I'm pretty sure it has something to do with healing. If not, maybe your hobby has something to do with healing. Even if that's just writing a book or, motivationally speaking to others. We all have this healing capability, but in order to really channel that healing capability, we first have to heal ourselves. How can we heal anyone if we're not healed ourselves, right? Think about it. It takes a lot of us understanding who we are and accepting. I think the key part is accepting who we are. Accepting that your sensitivity is a superpower, right? Your sensitivity is your gift. Instead of you trying to hide it and desensitize yourself, because you can stray really far away from your empathism, away from your sensitivity, by shoving down your emotions, trying to be something that you are not, to fit in. Conforming to society kind of diminishes that light, but also that sensitivity that you have. It desensitizes you. That's what people do. Like, when they don't want to stand out, they try and conform and they suppress their emotions, right? And they don't feel. So what happens when you don't feel, right? It comes out in negative behavioral patterns, right? You start, because you're angry, you're not feeling that anger, right? You become passive aggressive with people, giving them the side eye and all that, because you're not expressing how you're feeling. That's unhealed emotions or unfelt emotions, right? As empaths, we have to embrace our feelings. So it's important to feel throughout the day and not be afraid to feel. And I think that's what makes it our superpower, because we're not afraid to feel the uncomfortable pain of sadness and anger and, whatever other emotions that we feel are uncomfortable. We're not afraid of that. So we're able to navigate through that, which allows us to heal, which increases our sensitivity. And in our increase of sensitivity, we're able to feel that of others because we've been there. We felt those emotions. We know the deepest, darkest pits of those emotions because we felt them, right? That's why people who are narcissists, they so afraid to feel emotions, they just shove them down so they don't care, and they have this guard up, and they're unempathetic because they never felt those emotions. When you think about it, they never felt those emotions. They never felt those emotions. Not at all. So this week, I challenge you all to feel and not be afraid to feel. Don't be afraid to feel. Feelings are important. They're important in navigating this world. When you have suppressed emotions, you develop dis-ease. You develop disease. You do. It's all suppressed emotions. Your body is an energetic field. And if you just holding on to these emotions, these traumas, guess what? They have to manifest in some type of way. It's like a self-implosion. That's why you find yourself having, what are they called? Bad cells, right? It's an implosion. It's inner, right? You have to feel those emotions and understand that your sensitivity is your superpower, empath. And a lot of you that are chosen, how this connects to you is, I feel like we often feel like we're targeted because we're so sensitive. And I just want to kind of change the connotation of the word sensitive, because it has a negative connotation. It does. It has a very negative connotation. Like when you think sensitive, you think crybaby or someone who is weak. But that's not true. That's farther from true. To be able to feel your pain, to the deepest depths is strength. That is freaking strength. People are scared to feel their pain. People are scared to take accountability. As empaths, as chosen ones, we're not afraid to go in the darkness. We've been in the darkness. We've come out of the darkness, shining our light. The more you go into the darkness and the more you face your emotions, the more you utilize your sensitivity, the brighter your light gets. The brighter your light gets, chosen one. I want you to understand that your sensitivity is a superpower. You are an empath for a reason. You're not here to feel all these emotions just to feel them. You're here to change the lives of others. You're here to help someone else. You're here to uplift them, motivate them. That's what you're here for. I just think it's interesting that people try and diminish sensitivity and make you feel as if it's wrong. They feel as if being guarded is the strength. Being guarded, having a wall up, not connecting with anyone. Why are you here? You come from the ultimate connection. When you think about it, we all come from God, right? We all come from God, from higher source, right? We come from being so connected, right? But we come here to learn lessons. We come here to learn lessons. And part of learning lessons is differentiating ourselves from other energies. That's that individualism. That's that egoism. That's why we have ego, to separate ourselves from others, right? So it's like we're still so connected with source. That's why a lot of us empaths are so spiritual. You have that inner sense of spirituality, right? Inner sense of passion, you know, that Christ energy, right? We're so connected that it's hard to disconnect in this realm. That's why it's hard for us to separate ourselves. So I feel like we have to start trying to embrace our egos and understand our self-worth. Not saying I want you to be egotistical, no, but having a healthy sense of who you are and what you contribute, because you are your own energy, you know, and that's going to help you navigate this world, understanding that you are your own energy, that you have, you know, you are worthy. You are worthy. You don't have to live your life at the expense of others. You don't have to live for others. You can live for yourself. You can choose to live for yourself. You can continue to help others. You can continue to shine your light. But all in all, empath, you are first. You should always put yourself first and understand that you don't have to fight another's battles. I don't know who this message is for, but you don't have to fight another's battle. And when I say that, I mean, like, say for instance, you have family members who are feuding and you want to try your best to solve the situation because you're an empath and you understand the situation, you understand both sides, and you know how to mediate it. But you have to understand, maybe you just have to allow that to play out. You don't have to save everyone. And sometimes just understanding that you have to allow it to play out can help you to feel better in the situation. Like, people are battling their own demons. Like, you may come up with solutions for people, but people that are battling their own demons, they have an excuse for every solution, so they're not ready to change. And I think in understanding that a lot of these people are not ready to change, you know, it can help you to stop looking to save everyone. We can't save everyone. We can only save those who want to be saved. Actually, I don't even think we saving nobody. People are saving themselves. We're just showing them the light, right? We're just leading by example. This message is somewhat all over the place, but I think it had a few gems in it. I truly appreciate you all watching. I thank you. If you have not already, please subscribe. Please hit that notification bell so you can know when I upload videos. I really don't have like a consistent pattern of when I upload videos, but I make sure I do so weekly, at least, you know. So please, you know, hit that notification bell and subscribe to this channel. Remember, empath, listen, your sensitivity is your superpower. Start cultivating it this week. Start really feeling this week and being present with others this week, right? But also utilize some self-care. Take care of yourself this week. Put you first, because you are the most important equation in your life, okay? Not anyone else. You are the most important equation. Remember that. And I thank you all for watching. And until next time, dreamers, dream.